I just bought this tree shear at an auction. It's made by Great Bear. Of course, they're also made by Agrotk. Chery are probably made by the same company. Those are just different manufacturing names. I've got it taken apart because I'm going to paint it. This paint's not going to last more than a season. If you own anything from Harbor Freight that's painted yellow or red, you know what I'm talking about. A couple of modifications. I'm going to make the hole right here that you see. That's where the solenoids are coming on the other side. So I'm going to put a plate right there, so if a tree branch has an extra branch sticking out, it doesn't go through there and break the solenoids. There's no grease in these things, so you got to grease everything. They are bone dry. If you see a zerk, grease it up. I was missing a couple of zerks on the arm solenoid or arm cylinder. There's not even a hole tapped on this side for a grease fitting. There's the start of a hole, but it's not finished all the way through, and it's not even tapped. So I got to drill that. You figured they could have put that on the control on the pivot arm, put a zerk there, but they did not, so you can't grease that way. And on this side of the cylinder, that one was missing the zerk fitting. That's what the solenoid control looks like on this guy. Oh, this is the pivot pin for the actual shears, and they did put a zerk there, but you can see the hole. This is the very top, which means when you're greasing it, you're only going to get grease at the very top, and you got to get grease all the way at the bottom. So once you start greasing that guy, make sure you watch the bottom, make sure grease is coming out. On the grab arms, they didn't put a zerk at all. They did use these fittings that are impregnated with some kind of wear. They're not pressed in at all. They just slide in. But there's no zerk. So you got to drill one to put here as well. Here's the same kind of fitting, or the bushing rather, that they used for the shear arms. And the solenoids itself, let me show you what they look like. And then if you happen to have broken yours, I'll show you the model number. Here's how they're wired. That's the control unit. And they may have made modifications, so some of these issues may have already been fixed. But the actual model numbers, the G02 at the top, that's the smaller one, and the G03 is the bigger solenoid, and they're made by Northman if you need to find some info on those.